So I'm here to speak on the rise and fall of neoliberal colonial imperialism. So, have you noticed this term intersectionality? Apparently, this term is to refer to saying all different issues. You can fight all of them. None of them are exclusive. These issues are somewhat entwined, and that ultimately these issues we have to fight for every one of them. Um, I take issue with intersectionality because it's being promoted by many neoliberal, corporatist imperialists. That these neoliberals have been using it. Now, people like Vosh has been using it, and I've pointed out before, very back, in older videos, that Vosh is a neoliberal hack. That he is a shitlib. And so what this means is he cares more of social issues than he does the class struggle. And the class struggle is a real thing. I believe that most of these things that people talking about intersectionality, that I've been talking about for years, and many socialists have been talking about for years, it's more or less, look, these things like white privilege, there's no such thing as it. There's a class privilege. What we perceive as white privilege is a class privilege. It's not a white privilege thing. That's right. It's within the class struggle itself. The class struggle is a similar term of intersectionality. Intersectionality is to include trans, gay, and all this stuff of the modern world. Well, I don't care too much for the modern world. I'm gonna make a video about why the modern world sucks and why it's harder to fight for socialism now than it was hundreds of years ago, or even like 20 years ago, almost under George W. Bush. It was way easier to fight for socialism. Now it's even tougher fighting for communism and socialism because the shitlibs like Wash have infiltrated the socialist movement and have been pushing things like white privilege and intersectionality rather than pushing the class struggle. Look, the class struggle already, talks about these things. It talks about the workers being, wage slaves, and that, their issues are never gonna be fixed whatsoever. A band of black workers, their issues are never going, black workers, African American workers, their issues are never going to be solved under the capitalist structure. They're always going to have the income inequality to many other people, to many of these wealthy billionaires, and yeah, even some of them are black wealthy billionaires that hire their own people, but yet will not pay them a living wage, make them live in wage slavery. The new form of slavery, by the way, is wage slavery. It's been around for almost 100 years. We thought chattel slavery was pretty bad, and obviously, wage slavery is pretty bad, but it's an upgrade from there, from chattel slavery. However, I see both of them as similar types of oppression almost. You force people to live in a 9 to 5, and these people do not get out of their 9 to 5 attitudes. Literally, what does a person in a 9 to 5 want to do when they get off? They want to go home, talk to their families, and chill. We don't teach younger people to do extra labor. They to value your labor more than the money itself. This is what communism teaches. Communism tells the worker to more or less appreciate the chair that they make, and the means of production and all this. Like the cherish the chair that they built because this is from appreciation from the work. However, capitalism and this 9 to 5 attitude tells them to value the money that they make off the chair. This is unproductive. If no one appreciates their own work, then it's hard for them to even appreciate the money that they give. They've tried to replace traditional values with consumerism to make people happy, and it's not going to work. I think a socialist state that's prioritized on family could actually make more Americans happy. And that's what I support is traditionalism, socialism, anti-capitalism. No doubt, I mean, you can kind of question about socialism, but anti-capitalism, no doubt. The capitalist state cannot exist in the 21st century. I don't believe. I believe we are seeing this downfall with capitalism, where it's trying to change itself from the inside out. The Great Reset. And that's a term that people will make a boogeyman out of, and you should. It's capitalism literally trying to reinvent itself to cause further oppression of people, of all people, workers, minority workers, you know, everyone. The third world. It's going to exploit the resources out of it, and the people who are going to string it along is neoliberal imperialists. We are living under a new form of colonialism. What is this colonialism? This colonialism is called globalism, and it's been propped up also by the neoliberal imperialists. People like Dick Cheney, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden. All these people are neoliberal colonialists. This is our new form of colonialism, and I call it capitalist colonialism. It no longer works under a feudalist state with a king in an empire. It now works from the empire of a massive monopoly that's being propped by neoliberalist kings, not and their dynasties like the Kennedys, the Cheneys, the McCains, these people, the Romneys. They're propping this thing up, and so if you're a leftist or you're in a similar boat that I am, traditionalist, socialist, all this. If you're in my boat or a leftist, you should quit using the term intersectionality and just talk about the class struggle and talk about the other, political beliefs you have. I don't care if you're socially far left or socially libertarian or something, and economically socialist like not anarcho, libertarian socialists. I don't care if you're one of those. Just don't. The term intersectionality turns people off, and especially people of color. The working people of color do not like this term. In California, where they have a huge Hispanic population and a black population, these were the two populations in California. These two demographics, they are the ones that actually voted against gay marriage in California. And so that's why I'm telling you now not to use these terms, not to be quiet about these positions and stuff, because the population that we're trying to appeal to is more conservative on social issues than what you'd give them credit for. Just because they vote overwhelmingly for the Democratic Party does not mean that they are some type of super duper liberal people that you can just convert to socialism. It's not gonna work that way. You've got to push them. You've got to make their many ways of what their stereotypical political beliefs are. Like Hispanics are socially conservative, but they favor bigger government and almost more more of a welfare state almost. And this is what I advocate for too, is a welfare state in America. No market socialism, nothing like that. I don't believe in that. And I do love Daniel Ortega. He's the socialist who got elected in Nicaragua, and he got embedded with the Roman Catholic Church, and he banned gay marriage, and where he spoke out against gay marriage in Nicaragua. I think that's a good example of a person. Cuba has very strict anti-LGBT laws. Hispanics come from that type of tradition, that very full political belief. A lot of people in the South are very conservative, socially conservative. I would say that most of these Trump supporters are sort of center left. They are pretty much moderate, but they're in support of some regulations against businesses, but they're more overall just kind of moderate on this. on the economic scale. So if you found this video entertaining and you agree with something and you agree with most of the points, then I'm just telling you this is practically the modern day American state, and that you should always be vigilant and always watch out who you're voting for. Because if you endorse Biden over Trump, or you endorse Trump over Biden, you still support whatever they wanted, basically, and all the bad that they'll do. So if you're a Vosh fan who voted for Biden and you listen to Vosh, you voted for this. You're in my opinion, you're in complete support of in harmony with the Joe Biden administration, and that you don't care about you actually literally don't care about immigrants. You truly don't care about children in cages. You truly don't care about racism. You just wish to push your stupid ideals, your market socialist capitalist ideals, your neoliberal a destiny sitting on stream ideals, and so you're in support of all these ideals. Um, you, when you complain about Trump, you really truly didn't care. You just wish to own the cons. You wish to act like a 2016 conservative. You wish to have clips of you out there, or your favorite content creator singing your praises. If you're that way, if you're like a Vosh fan, you endorse the Biden administration, I hope you come to regret it. I hope that the souls of dead Middle Eastern children haunt your dreams, and this goes for Trump supporters too. If if you endorse them, I hope the souls of dead Middle Eastern children haunt both of you people, Biden voters and Trump supporters. Um, you know, I give some praises to Trump and I give some praises to Biden. There's pros and cons to everything. And I think the right thing to do in the 2020 election was to vote third party or to abstain, because there's no political candidate that really matches my ideals. None that even gets close. I guess there's some things I support of the Constitution Party. Like, I do like the ideal of making taxes more of a state thing, and sort of having them set their levels on based on population and everything. I do support that kind of ideals. I do have, like, when it comes to economics and social, or mostly economics, I go mostly socialist in many ways. I side more with ordinary people than these big businesses. However, there's some things I like about some physical conservative ideals. Things like that. Um. So all I can say is keep your eyes out, stay vigilant, fight against the wage slavery and for the common worker. Raise your families. Don't go to these protests. Where something bad is going to happen. Don't go to any of these. Keep your mind sharp. Stand up for ordinary people, ordinary working class. Protect the proletariat from the bourgeoisie. And read some Marx and read the Bible. Corn pop out.